the fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio Raw Post-Show Rewind for April the 15th, 2024. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster over on Facebook. Caesar, go ahead and tell the folks who you are, and let's hop into tonight's main event.
How's it, guys? I'm Caesar. On social media, I go by @NoobTube on all the platforms, everywhere and everywhere in between. There's too many to name, and I'm not going to sit here and name them all because we got something more important to announce, or talk about, I should say, and that's Raw in Montreal. Woo! What an episode, hey?
Yeah. A. Oh, he threw the A in there. There'd be a little extra Canadian there, right?
I had to throw the extra little bit in there.
I got the extra A in there. Yeah, so...
It was the whole episode.
Boom. So tonight's main event saw Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable. Sami retains the belt in just about 18 minutes. Hell of a main event. They gave him a good amount of time here for Raw. Sami's first defense as champion after dethroning Gunther and ending his 666th day as champion.
What
Caesar,
a number.
What did you think of tonight's main event?
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the fact that Sami somehow gets his ankle hurt almost every match. You ever notice that? It's like,
the underdog.
I don't know. Yeah, I get the
That's
underdog.
why he's an underdog. His ankle hurts.
But honestly, oh damn, look who swoops in with the lightsaber.
I just mean, like, if he hurt his ankle at one point earlier this year, you would think that, well, it could still hurt. You know, it's a...
I have bouts of gout from time to time. It hurts a lot, you know? Yeah. me, I'm not kidding. Me and Tony Storm.
You have a black and white and you walk outside?
Don't we all? Or am I just dealing with an issue I should take care of?
The alcohol kicking in. Or I guess in your case, it's the energy drink you have.
Sami sucks.
Honestly, Sami, that was actually a pretty sweet match. They went for a while. It wasn't like a whole, oh my god, it's over, quick. All right, congratulations. Here's the belt. Go away. Like, they actually they gave him, what did you say, 18 minutes?
Yeah,
18 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So they gave him a lot of time to go for it, which is sweet.
It did end post-match. It had an angle that I think was relatively predictable. Gable snapped, turning heel. German suplexing Sami Zayn out of the arms of his wife. Come on.
Not every woman can
harsh.
Not every woman can say they've had that happen.
So there's a couple ways you knew this was happening. One, it's just kind of the logical progression for Chad's character right now. Also, Sami's kid wasn't in the audience tonight. It was just his wife.
Who's the other guy then? Dad?
I don't know, but I know Sami's kid was not there.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of figured Sami was going to get like the crap knocked out of him after the match. Because, he probably didn't want his kid. He didn't want his kid to get Noelle Foleyed, when she was tiny and crying and upset when Mick got the crap knocked out of him. But I'm going
to be fair, that was really fucked up. I think, to be fair, it's really fucked up.
Not saying it wasn't. Not saying it wasn't. But to be honest, so I'm not super in favor of a Chad Gable heel turn. I feel like there was some juice in a serious but face Chad Gable character broken away from Alpha Academy. Yeah. But hey, they turned him heel because that's what they're doing.
Wrestling.
I have to trust in it. I'm at the point where anytime they do something, even if I disagree with it, I have to give it at least a few weeks to see if Papa H can make it make sense to me.
Hunter's cooking.
And, so I'll see what they've got going here. We have a great match overall.
He's officially that chef that they're like, all right, he brought something out weird. He brings it out. You're like, this tastes good.
I'll speak to the other side to round out the opinions. I really enjoyed that. I thought for the second, like, he might not do it, I thought, oh man, that would have been a good opportunity to forward Chad Gable's character. I know that he was really popular as what he was It seemed like maybe they were headed towards maybe a more serious babyface push.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something about the way they've treated him for the last couple months that if you don't address it directly in the story, I don't think it's authentic. I don't think if you don't have him get angry about the fact that he didn't get to avenge his daughter in front of Gunther, then it would be weird, really weird to try to cheer for this guy who doesn't care that they've made his daughter cry on national television. I like that. The way I interpreted it, he wasn't going to snap. He was going to leave until he saw this motherfucker celebrating with his wife again. He was like, that should have been me. That should have been me.
Listen,
you know,
should have been me.
I liked it for that. I think there's a lot of potential with a Chad Gable heel turn.
Just gotta wait.
I mean, it doesn't go without saying that this is it for him and Alpha Academy. Do they address that? You know, are we going to see a crying Otis, a sad Tozawa?
I wouldn't mind if they just addressed it in a small segment. They just kind of tell him like, oh man, you know, you shouldn't have done that shit. You know, Maxxine is disapproving. We can't hang out with you. It takes like 30 seconds.
Can't sit with us.
Especially since Maxxine got screwed.
Crying right now, but she can't do that either. So
yeah.
She got screwed on the same episode of Raw. So you imagine she's like, you know, I fucking hate heels. All you, I hate all of you aggressive people in this company.
You're all so mean. You're all a bunch of mean girls.
She'll start yelling shoosh.
I thought he did great tonight. Is very reminiscent of Kurt Angle, if only because of the moves that he was using, not like in his movements. But he actually did hit like a angle slam at one point off the top rope. Great Raw, absolutely. But let me get out of your way.
Oh no, she's leaving.
I'm always here.
Yeah. It's like that shit.
Yeah, Caesar, man, anything else on tonight's main event or the angle that ensued after?
No, everyone got out their opinions on that one.
All right. So we will hop around to the front of tonight's show. So Raw came to us from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the Bell Center, which, Caesar, do you know, has the Bell Center been renamed at some point?
Not that I'm aware of, and I'm not a huge Montreal guy. A friend of mine is, but...
All right. I was just curious, because I know that from time to time, arenas change names, and I wasn't aware that was the building that the Montreal Screwjob took place in. For some reason, I thought that building had a different name, but...
they might have for a little bit. I think it was like the Molson Center for a bit. But that was like way back.
Oh, the Molson Center. All
yeah.
right.
Ooh.
Hey, that's
what the
Canadian.
Fuck is a Molson?
Molson? Molson? Molson is Canada's finest beer. The Molson Brewery is the oldest brewery on the North American continent.
John's like, I hate you guys.
Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of stuff. I'm not a big beer fan. When I get drunk, it's usually
I haven't drank for several years, but I do manage at a beer and wine drive-through. So beer is my craft. But
strong.
See what is there? Beer
strong.
Craft.
No. I'll choose to no sell that.
it's only because you can't see your face in real time. That's the only reason.
Molson is piss waters. Mac,
you are going to be visited in your dreams tonight by the ghost of John Molson. Prepare yourself for that.
I ain't defending you.
What up, Milwaukee? Y'all about to get a Royal Rumble or something out there, right? Is that what the rumor mill was saying? Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Josh out there, hope y'all do get it.
I'm trying to read here while you're
But yes, let's back to the show. We had Rhea Ripley make her way to the ring. We saw Adam Pearce was already standing in the ring as she made her way out there, and confirmed what was rumored around the internet and the Twitter sphere today, and that is that she is injured and will have to vacate the women's championship for the time being. She speculated that several months, I believe, is what she said. And
SummerSlam.
A new women's champion will be crowned next week here in my town of Columbus, Ohio.
Can you see the arena? Just open your window.
No, that is miles away from me downtown. I will say that is.
It's across the street from your workplace, isn't it?
Like in the heart of OSU campus. The Schottenstein Center is not in the heart of OSU campus, just so we're clear.
Even the
Just a quick
you know?
update on the Rhea Ripley
Ooh.
thing. It's
Ooh.
said that her injury is about as bad as Finn Balor's was in 2016.
Oh God!
It's like a year or two, isn't it?
Yeah, he was gone a year. So I
Ooh.
think when Rhea's case, many months is going to mean more than 12, unfortunately.
Oh,
And that
damn.
stinks. She's going to come back to a whole new world. She's
Yeah.
lucky. The Joshis haven't taken over Raw yet, and she'll still have a space.
Joshis haven't taken over Raw.
Someone, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with it, but someone said, I read a tweet from someone that was like, man, she came in, she got to play in the men's division for most of the run, didn't really put anybody over during her time as champion. She's going to leave without dropping it to anybody. What a legendary run. Like, what a full-on legend. It's circumstantial for sure, but great stuff. I mean,
that's great.
Before I disappear, though, I wanted to ask you guys directly. Do you think this is going to be what they use to put Liv Morgan on a higher position on the card, or are they just going to leave her where she's at and strap someone else?
I feel like they're gonna try. Like I don't know. Like it's almost like what else do you do with Rhea's injury if not? But like here's the thing though. It's like the promo that Rhea cut on her way out tonight was very much a babyface promo, and Liv's reaction later backstage was more or less the heel reaction.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were trying to go for the oh so rare double turn, or just start to lean Rhea face, because when she comes back, she's going to be a face anyway. That's how that works. But like, it kind of felt like they were trying to turn Liv heel out of this, but I don't know if that's going to work.
I got that feeling. I got that feeling from Liv for a while now. Maybe mostly because he was bouncing off of Rhea, who they were already kind of leaning babyface.
Right.
But they definitely, like you said, they doubled down on it tonight, and Liv has like an angry look on her face, and she wears a shirt that says "Revenge" on it.
That's evil.
It's her revenge tour.
But I genuinely, I mean, when she was champion on SmackDown, it felt like a cute thing. Like, okay, this is nice. She deserves it. That's cool. But it never felt like a real champion. I don't know that Liv has that, but I guess we'll see.
Well, and we'll see. And you're right. Like the whole Liv revenge tour thing, that's heelish as a concept. Revenge is, that's not a good thing. That's a Sith trait. Damn it.
Dun dun dun.
You gotta be able to balance that, baby. We don't believe in binary thinking here. On this, the Jedi and the Sith fucked that up on their own. Don't let me get started. Like
2 hours later.
No, listen. Revenge is a dish that you probably shouldn't eat.
Serve cold.
With that. What? Did anybody see the video of Dominik using a lucha move on Rhea? It looked like she got hurt doing that. Hey, buddy, any videos that Dominik and Rhea have, I don't think we're privy to.
We're not allowed to watch on here.
Nope.
That's
that is not PG. That ain't PG. But no, very sad though. Rhea will be out. Sounds like from what John just said for quite some time here. Looking at probably at least a year. So
my only question is like they didn't announce anybody for it. They just said next week we're gonna have a champion. That's it. So it's like, who the hell's been involved with this? Like,
it's Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. They haven't announced the match yet, but those are the only two people who cut promos tonight. So you have to imagine that they're going to be the ones involved.
Fair enough.
Not be Nia.
Becky also, because there was a report that she was going to take time off, but then she got announced for a tour overseas. So I kind of think that they're going to be like, hey, need you back.
Yeah.
Sorry, that vacation.
Oh, is Becky about to get Moxley'd? Hey, yeah, we need you back for this belt. Come on.
You're in Italy. Can you fly back tomorrow?
Is your back feeling good to put the whole division back on it?
Yeah. We'll pay you extra to come back early.
That's odd. Miss you
Oh,
guys.
that's
We
great.
miss you too, Eduardo.
We miss you, bro.
Definitely do.
Love seeing all of Eduardo's updates from his trip to WrestleMania.
His
The fucking man.
Eduardo
He's the man. He
experience.
does it all. He does it all. Is Nia Jax just gonna sit on Liv? Essentially, that's her finishing move. So at one point,
possibly, yeah.
There's like an 80% chance she's gonna sit on Liv at some point next week. If that's what you're into, it'll definitely be there.
Yeah. Pop her like a balloon.
Just jump the barrier. Be like, sit on me. If you're into that. Well, that person I'm saying is, anyways.
But moving on. But we do, of course, hope that Rhea has a quick recovery, and we'll see what the future. I'm sure she'll be,
hopefully not a year.
Hopefully not. But we'll see. We'll see. When she gets back, it'll be a huge pop and a big welcome for her. But yeah, but speaking of returns and pops, we had the return of Sheamus tonight. Fella. Oh wait, that's what he said. Yes. Coming back out to his original thing. It's a shameful thing. Lobster head. Fantastic. Too many limes. Oh God. It was good to hear that song again. He's using that. Everyone wants Drew McIntyre to go back to Broken Dreams. And here comes Sheamus with too many limes.
Is he the first person so far to go from a Def Rebel garbage theme back to an OG good one? Can we see more of this? Does the company is the company aware that they have a theme song problem? Because Tiffy Stratton also went backwards on a theme song last week, right? Or the week before. She had changed from NXT to a new one.
I'm hoping that Braun goes backwards. Braun's new theme wasn't to my liking. Can we get something different for fucking DIY?
And
Damian Priest's theme, his new theme is okay, but I heard he sung it himself.
Oh, okay.
Way better theme. Don't know why they got rid of it in the first place. Yeah, that's right, Sheamus. Well, it's probably the licensing stuff that happened when they got rid of the last people. But yes, theme songs are real. We should definitely complain about that more because if they're not aware, they fucking should be.
Yeah, they really should. They should.
I know about this before. Hold on. I know you brought this up before, but I know there was that one video someone had of the Rumble where a theme song would pop. No one knew whose it was. And the Titantron would see it. Everyone's like, oh, cool.
All right. So,
I agree.
They don't have the pop or the cash they used to, man. But Sheamus made his return against Viking Raider Ivar. Here's the thing. Oh my God. So I guess all the praise that I lavished on Ivar on NXT last week. Ivar was my megastar of the week. Ivar was my megastar of the week on NXT last week because he was cool. Because he was fucking cool last week. He came out. He was just dressed like a normal dude. He was kind of like just bikered up. He talked mostly like a normal guy. But no, tonight he's back in the dumb fucking gimmicked outfit.
Favorite gimmick.
And here we go. So, long story short, Sheamus beats Ivar in about 8 minutes. Good match.
White noise.
Yeah. Good match. Good to see Sheamus back. Sheamus looked a little bigger.
People were calling him. People were saying he's thick or whatever. I'm like, but he's also rocking an actual he's still rocking many muscles.
He's huge. He's a big guy. Dude.
If that's what dad bods look like, then I'm fucked because I don't even qualify as that. I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm just fat shit. People said that was a dad bod. I was like, get the fuck out
fucking of dad bod.
No, that's
when he walked around, you can still see abs.
You can still see abs. Exactly.
Yeah, he's got extreme definition.
He's not out there. It's not like he was out there looking like Tank Abbott or something. No offense, Mr. Abbott. If ever I meet you in real life,
guy? Hey, you're gonna end up with a knife on your fucking beard. Hey, listen, man. I thought Sheamus looked great. I thought him and Ivar. I actually would have liked if they had 5 to 8 more minutes because they're cooking in there. Big man wrestling. Sheamus would have fucking. He's got V triggers now. Was he doing this? Was he using knee strikes regularly on the last run?
He's been watching the band.
I dig it. I would not be surprised, but yeah. Sheamus is one of those that I always felt just has another level in him that's never been unlocked because he's not been in this company. They don't usually do things like that. So I'm just like, man, I want to see Sheamus in the 35-minute epic.
I'm down. That'd be something, especially when he does the chops.
Yeah, Sheamus is fantastic. Sheamus has always been great.
He's a huge
dude. But good return match for him. Crowd showed some good love for him. Excited to see him back. Again, glad to see a return to form for Sheamus, bringing back the old theme, and kind of dropping the Bruiser gimmick. So it was good to see him back to old school Sheamus. It was good.
Listen, fella.
Did
he do the bro kick?
Yeah.
Okay, I can remember I've heard that properly tonight. I was so immersed seeing him back finally, instead of Brute, or you said the Brute gimmick or whatever. Holy crap.
Forgot that it's called a bro kick, and I called it a bicycle kick on the review.
Bicycle kick.
Sorry, people. It is a bicycle kick. In fact, just got a nice name now,
bro.
Bicycle.
Yeah.
But all right, so we had Paul Triple H Levesque.
Did you hear the reference that Pat McAfee made to him?
Yes. He made a Era Rising reference tonight, which I still hate Pat McAfee, just so we're clear.
He is grating on me. Yeah.
It's getting worse every week. He played
fans, aren't you?
He played football for WVU. I'm from West Virginia. I'm like legally obligated to like the guy, but fuck it. I can't take him anymore. Anyway, but Triple H came out, Adam Pearce out there with him, talking about the tag team champions. And we have new championship belts tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, the silvers are done. I've already heard a lot of back and forth on the online, a lot of debate about these mamma jammas here. My only complaint is that they are as round as a clock. That's my only thing. Otherwise, I am fine with how they look. I like the that kind of deep red color on there. I like the overall design. I get that they want the belts to have a uniformity for each show. So this will lead me to believe that the SmackDown tag titles are going to look like the WWE Championship and so on.
Two things. One, I amazingly like these belts compared to some of the shit they've had. These look nice. Two, they dropped the Raw and SmackDown on the names. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Third, this is just a prediction. How much do you want to bet they're gonna have the same look and size, as the Undisputed belt, but as a tag form, like the same outline?
Oh, absolutely, without question. Question.
That R-Truth, he's saying some shit tonight, eh?
Yeah,
love that promo.
Truth having a good time tonight. So I will say,
do I gotta translate?
You have to translate. You do. For our folks watching there at home, Caesar is fluent in
bullshit.
The bullshit. The people of France would not appreciate you referring to their language as such. But
no, I wasn't saying that's a language. Is that I'm saying just in general, I'm fluent.
Can you actually translate bullshit, because that is killing me. I am I was okay with it a little while. It was fun. Judgment Day, R-Truth, is he in? Or do they like him? Don't they like him?
They like him. You can tell.
This whole fucking magician thing, I was like, man, I want to die. I hate this.
Yeah.
I actually hate this.
Yeah.
How are y'all feeling? Maybe because I have a weird, I have a short fuse when it comes to WWE comedy. It's my own experience with the company, so now I get really weird about it. So I never want to talk shit about it. But how are y'all feeling? Is this R-Truth thing still good for y'all? That's what matters.
No,
I will say in
limbs off the rose. It's gone.
I'm not talking
I blame the Miz.
2 hours.
I blame Miz.
Little things. Think so?
He's too straight. He doesn't know how to bounce off of R-Truth. He just kind of comes off like a dude that's being dragged along and then unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
And there's no mystery there. There's no fun to it. Miz is like on board with R-Truth. They've rolled together before. Like the whole Judgment Day thing was like, oh, like they're all so dark and brooding. And R-Truth is talking about live, laugh, love. And like, it's like, well, Damian Priest kind of seems to like him a little bit, but like, it was a lot more fun and it ran its course. And, it was kind of like, we actually kind of compared Awesome Truth winning the tag titles to Zack Ryder winning the IC title. I think we're kind of looking at that. I don't think Awesome Truth are going to have these belts for very long. I think it was just to have that moment for R-Truth, which is awesome that you got to have that big WrestleMania moment. But what are you going to do with the belts on them? Like, that is one thing.
It felt so weird.
It did. Like, these brand new belts. My God, the Usos had the tag titles for like a year and some change. The main event of WrestleMania Night 1 last year was for the tag titles. All this time, they couldn't get new belts. You finally give them shiny, new, cool-looking belts to R-Truth and The Miz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. That's exactly how I felt about it. Like, who is this really for? Like, who are we? Who are these pretty new belts for? Because these motherfuckers are not the ones. Where the Creed Bros? Where DIY?
Like, because like it's a weird way to compare it, but like new belts, christening a new title design, it should be a really big deal. Like it's not the restarting of a lineage or anything like that, but it's just it's a new era of that championship. And I think of times like when they did it with it wasn't the Hart Dynasty. When Brett brought them out, that's when they brought out the copper tops when they went around with it. And that was a mistake. But it's still like that was a new era for those championships. And it should mean a little more than like kind of the retossed together team of R-Truth and Miz. But hey, I'm sure they'll be on somebody else soon. Probably DIY.
Backlash.
I'd be okay with that. DIY is they had a pretty good match tonight too, but the crowd wasn't into it like that. I guess they thought everyone was a jobber. Understandable. Did y'all see this?
Yep. Are we discussing that?
Can I just say, I will never condone people scanning fucking QR codes randomly off their TV screen. Do not do that. If you're watching this, do not scan your fucking QR codes. Any QR code you just find on your screen, goddammit. The people WWE and wrestling in general are a little older. They shouldn't be taught to just scan QR codes wherever they find them. This is a bad thing. We are fucking opening the door for some real fucked up shit. Beyond that, what did y'all think of what we saw? Which I guess if you scan that, you got a code, you got a stupid code that you also had to figure out. And then once you figured that code out, you got a video. Oh yeah, that was the code, I guess. And then once you figured that shit out, you got a video that played with all these hints. I'll scan them while you give your thoughts, Tyler.
So I will say, first of all, this is my favorite one of these they've done. It's rare that like I see these sorts of things and I say that like I find it like intriguing to the point that I find it chilling. Like, and I mean that genuinely. Like, I'm a big horror fan, and the only genre of horror that actually like frightens me or freaks me out anymore is found footage. And something about this just is so found footagey. Maybe it's the play, where it looks like a VHS tape. Also the imagery itself, John, if you could bring that picture back up, where he's projecting the image of the bird there. That's a callback to Plato's The Cave for all of the philosophy buffs out there. So like the imagery itself is just so esoteric and just so dark. I absolutely love it. Not really sure what's going on, but I hope it's got a hell of a payoff. It feels Wyatt-y, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, though. I really dig it.
All right, so this is a bit of this one's, I guess, a heavier question, a little bit. How do we feel about this gimmick right here coming back to television without Bray? as much as I like, as someone who has lost a brother prematurely, I would never be like, they should not be doing this, because clearly it's helping, but it's going to help Bo, it's going to help his family continue the legacy, carry it on. That's important. That's just doing that is cathartic for people, for some people. But as fans, are we, and I guess with the knowledge of how it's been handled in the past, are we do we believe Triple H's WWE is going to be a different platform for this kind of storytelling here?
Yes.
Bray was trying, when Bray came back the second time, and he was, if there was this idea that he would be, I guess, more free to tell the kind of stories he wanted, and then the consensus from the fan base was like, okay, he might have gone too far, or whoever's telling the story, because we don't know what the fuck is going on, and it's hard to actually be interested in it. So are they going to handle this better? It's like, do we think, we can answer with a certainty, but do we think this is going to be a better version of I get whatever it is that it's going to be? Wyatt family, Wyatt Six, Bo's banger gang. I don't know what the fuck they're going to be called.
Bo's bust.
What do we think?
I'm interested.
Or do we just not criticize? Do we not look at it critically at all and just be happy that it exists? That's also an option.
I kind of agree with that one. Like, let's just sit and wait and see what happens.
No,
I mean,
I'm just fucking around.
I definitely want to see what is going on with it. I'm intrigued. But that being said, I think that we can all say that there were numerous times when they started angles of this nature where it was incredibly intriguing at the start. And then by the end of it didn't quite have the payoff or the finish that you thought it would have had. Big overture little show as it would be. But like I don't know. I think a lot of the things that Bray wanted to do, like I said this on another episode, but there were these really grandiose concepts and ideas that were just interesting and unique and very well thought out. But in the context of wrestling, there has to be a wrestling match at the end of that. And I think that's where the problem kind of lies sometimes is getting these cinematic ideas into a ring. And I think at the best time it worked with the Cena WrestleMania match that year. But no, I'm really interested to see where this is going. I don't want to be I with a lot of angles, I don't want to be judgmental too early anymore because of how much we can tell Triple H likes to play a long game. It's not going to be all at once. It's going to be piece by piece, brick by brick, and we'll see where we're at in a month or 6 weeks with it.
See,
for sure.
I got a crazier one.
Uh-oh.
What if at the end of it all, it's not even a Wyatt thing? It's something new.
You already broke it.
You know what I'm saying?
The only reason I'm okay with this is because it's got a connection to Bray. Otherwise, I'm like, this is cool. It reminds me of, like you said, it's interesting. They've started other angles like this interesting before. They break the code even before Wyatt. Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
it doesn't always pay off, like Tyler said. But that's gotten me thinking of another question. Who the fuck is involved in this thing? We know for sure it's Bo, but it's kind of starting to feel like it's a group thing. Mm-hmm. I think at one point there was a we or an us used.
You forgot about us?
Yeah, you forgot about us. There you go. That was the one.
Well, it's worth mentioning that Rowan had to cancel some Indi dates suddenly this past week. I know one of them for a fact. Some buddies of mine down in the West Virginia area. They're a local Indi fed down there. He had to cancel a date with them. He had to cancel a couple of others. So something's up with Rowan that's causing him to have to pull out of these dates suddenly. Braun Strowman was back on television over Mania weekend, plugging that vodka or whatever. So there are people around. There are people that could be involved that were involved before.
You know what we got to do, right? Watch the backgrounds during vignettes. Because people have been walking around in the background before Mania.
Are you suggesting Nikki Cross is involved?
No, not Nikki Cross, but I'm saying like just random stuff in the background during vignettes.
You know,
like
if she was involved, at least it would pay off the weird weeks of her just walking around and doing nothing. And she already kind of matches them, although she's never had like spooky powers before. So,
that we know of.
Very true. I kind of believe if they wanted, if she was planning on doing this, not Nikki, but Alexa Bliss, you know, if she, I had this idea that maybe she just really likes being a parent, and that's fine. I am a parent too. I can easily imagine someone being like, I'm just gonna stay with my beautiful little baby instead, and just living their life like that. But if she is planning on coming back, this would probably be the best place to do it. They were already kind of leaning towards putting her back with Bray when everything happened, and she's kind of been off TV for just
a while,
about as long as he's been gone, right? Because she disappeared from TV, I think, before he passed, and then this would be a perfect opportunity for her to come back. And the one person that I don't hear enough people talking about, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman ain't doing shit. He's doing shit. I know he's injured, but when he comes back, he ain't gonna be doing shit either.
He's in catering doing vodka shots.
Somebody said, "What if it sets up a Cody heel turn?" Cody ain't turning, man.
He's the biggest baby face right now.
I wouldn't even ever want that. Like, I don't think I want Cody Rhodes to turn heel. He's like the biggest baby face I've seen since fucking, I don't know, Surfer Sting or I don't fucking know. Like,
that is old school.
John Cena, like, like he's literally that big.
It's what they wanted Cena to be.
Interesting. I didn't know that. If I'd known that, I would have definitely said it was Alexa Bliss. But what did you? I guess we can move on from this Wyatt thing, though. Wherever the fuck comes next. I actually don't have a card in front of me.
All right, so that'll bring us up to the triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the new tag titles. We have the Creed brothers taking on #DIY, taking on the New Day. The winners, DIY, in 11 minutes to become the new number one contenders and likely the next tag team champions.
Yeah.
Fantastic match, fun match, quick paced. Hey, the Creed brothers were in it, so you know there were going to be bodies flying all over the place.
There were bodies flying everywhere.
There were. Caesar, what you think of the match?
Honestly, I was glad that they actually had a chance to shine and actually do their thing. But we need to put those belts on a tag team. So the two teams I would have picked, DIY and Creed brothers. Those two I would have picked. But of course, DIY went over. Please give them back their theme song.
Yeah, give them something better.
Like, Rebel Heart was so awesome before. You heard it and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's way better than that, yeah.
Now it's like, we are, or whatever the hell it is. Whenever I hear that, I want to like pull my ears off my head and just throw them.
Well, don't do that.
It's so cringe.
It's bad.
We're not going to use names on who the people producing it is, but
Oh, it's a bad one. It's not good. It's not a good song. It's not a good song. But good match, though. Setting up to get that tag title shot. Looking forward to that. And again, I think we'll probably end up getting the belts. Yeah, probably Backlash over in France. So, see, we had backstage Jackie Redmond. Yes, it was Jackie Redmond. I'm certain it was Jackie Redmond interviewing Drew McIntyre. Very short interview. As Drew just kind of smiled and then got angry and kicked.
Was that even an interview? He just kind of got pissed off the TV.
It counts as an interview.
That's all he did.
An interviewer tried to talk to her. He got angry.
Or Jackie Redmond.
Yeah.
All she's doing is her job, and he kicks the TV.
Like, I don't know why he's got to be so angry about it. Like,
what did she do?
About? Nothing. Her job. Showed up, held a mic, got yelled at by a Scotsman. It's not fair.
Justice for Jackie Redmond.
It should be. Hashtag.
T-shirts next month. No.
But we had up next we had Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell taking on Maxxine Dupri and Ivy Nile. LeRae and Hartwell pick up the win in 3 minutes here. Looks so like excited. Indi Hartwell is she's fallen to the dark side a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't know how to approach this one. It's just it's this weird look. Like now Maxxine's actually trying to wrestle. Like she's not doing like superstar quality. I mean, she did get pinned.
She's okay. This was a bit improved for her. Far cry from, I think,
2 weeks ago.
What? Well, I was to say a far cry from what someone should be to be on Raw, but it was a lot better. But hey, Indi finally knows the way. That is the best way to have put that. But yeah, it looks like we've got Indi going heel here tonight. Short match, just about 3 minutes, but again, continuing the story of the turn to evil of LeRae and Hartwell.
I don't know what to say about that. We'll just leave it at that. Good job, Maxxine.
Man, they probably got the fucking most interesting thing going on in the whole damn stupid ass women's tag team division. So I'll give them that shit. They ain't nothing else going on. Who even has the belts? Who has the women's tag team champions? Kabuki Warriors right now, and they're hurt, right? Asuka's like she can't really wrestle as much as you'd want her a champion to right now, and they don't got shit going on beyond what the main world title story was, which they were just supporting characters for.
It's almost like those belts are cursed or something.
It's almost like as well intended as the idea of a women's tag team championship was. It's very circumstantial and it doesn't have real legs. Do you know what I'm saying? God damn it. But Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, the only real fucking tag team in the whole division out there doing jobs. So what does it matter anyway?
They didn't even have a name yet. That's the weird part.
No, they don't. They should by now. God
damn. They probably came up with their own name that the company doesn't give a fuck about. You know, it's one of those things. We got merch, but they don't care about us. Yeah.
It should have been us.
All right, but up next we had a video package for Damian Priest for I guess folks that don't know much about Damian Priest. It was a pretty well done package. Felt like a babyface package though. I didn't feel like the package that a heel would get. This felt very positive. Almost like they were trying to turn him a little bit, which we've talked about a little bit before with the possibility of him breaking away from the Judgment Day. Him and Rhea. And again, though, who knows if they had plans to do something that might get augmented now because of Rhea's forced departure from the company. So it's hard to say.
I will say, I think the idea was the company treats everybody the same. Because when you said that, I was like, well, that makes sense. And then in the very next segment, he's like an absolute heel. I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
Okay, well, fuck. He actually looks like he's going to be the reason Judgment Day breaks up now, and they're all going to leave him looking like a doofus. Which sucks, because I was more interested in him finally becoming a babyface. But that doesn't seem to be the direction they're headed in.
Unfortunate. But I'm sure his babyface time will come. It's just, not going to be right now, unfortunately.
I'm a fucking Puerto Rican. I want to cheer for my guy. And he's about to do some horrible, heinous shit to Finn Balor. I can see it.
You can see the fear in Balor's eyes in that shot. Balor knows too. Look at it.
Like, what are you talking about?
He plays subtle fear really well.
He's also one of those people that hasn't re-signed, and his story feels like the one that has an ending. Like his story kind of feels like at any point this could be the end of Finn Balor in the WWE if they so decided. Beyond like anybody in comparison to the other more I guess not famous, but the other person that more people are talking about who has a contract coming up, which is Drew McIntyre, who absolutely doesn't have an out story right now.
Right.
He's absolutely fully entrenched in everything that's going on. But yeah, that's what I mean. In comparison to that, Balor's got like a clean cut if they so decided to.
Yeet. Oh man.
But all right, so we had a cool little backstage segment. I liked, again, another Jackie Redmond interview segment.
You're just gonna push that, aren't you?
Yep. Interviewing Chad Gable in ring while he was training. So that was a pretty cool way to do an interview. A little different. Again, one of those subtle changes they've made since Dunn's departure from the production side of things. since done's been done.
Speaking of subtle, he wasn't training with the Alpha Academy, was he?
No, he was training with the Creed brothers.
Aha! I'm very interested in that. I'm so interested in that. I want that to be a thing so bad. So fucking bad.
Oh, it's going to have to be. Like, hey, maybe that's going to be part of a thing. Maybe, like, we're going to be looking at sort of a, a new version of, Alpha Academy, Team Angle,
2.0.
American Alpha, something where he's leading a heel Creed brothers.
He could totally just take the name too. You guys aren't the fucking Alpha Academy anymore. I am. I
own it. If you try to use this name, I'll sue the hell out of you.
Yeah, you're the Otis Academy. You're the Burger Academy. Get out of here.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a point in time during the fracture of D-Generation X where I think it was Road Dogg and X-Pac fought for like the copyrights to get it from Triple H in China. Like,
was this like 2000s? Like year 2000?
This would have been when Hunter was like corporate DX.
Was X-Pac with the what is it? The cat? Who the fuck was he with? Tori.
God,
Tori,
yeah. Yeah, because she was with Kane, and then she turned heel and went with X-Pac. God, wow.
Not Wilson, for all the younger fans who were watching.
Different Tori.
A different Tori. Yeah, no, fuck that. You'll get me here doing 90s references all night.
Yeah, well, it's
what a bummer.
But cool interview. But hey, I'll take us to our next match. We had Andrade taking on Dominik Mysterio, Dom and Nick Mysterio. Andrade picking up the win here in 8 minutes. Caesar, what did you think of this bout?
Can I be completely honest?
Yes.
I didn't care for the match very much.
Wow, I thought you liked Andrade and
I do, but like his theme is so boring, and then he's just kind of here now. Like
that Canadian Destroyer,
that
Canadian Destroyer on the apron.
You hear what
That's
Pat
crazy.
McAfee called it, though?
I thought this match was great. I was like, what the hell?
I don't know. It's every week now we're seeing Dom, so I'm kind of like, it's hard because of being Dom, always seeing Dom.
Yeah, I actually thought this was the best match I've seen Dom in a long time.
I thought it was really clear that Andrade likes Dom a lot. Like that's how I felt coming out of this match.
You mentioned Pat McAfee doing this country destroyer thing.
That was funny.
It's the one time he's gotten me in his whole return. Like, oh, that was good.
That was, I know, I loved it.
Which is not a good ratio because he's been here for months now.
1 in 50. That is like 1 in 100. But
as good as that line was, this had my least favorite Pat McAfee line tonight, which was he was like he said he referred to them as scurrying like a couple of scared asses. Yeah, Jim Ross, he is fucking not. Like it's scurrying like a couple of scared asses, King. No, they're running like a scalded dog with a case of the liver tail. Come on, Pat. Say something that sounds
asses.
Good. Couple of scared asses.
That's the one thing about his commentary that I think I can pinpoint about what I don't like. It kind of sounds like an obnoxious 16-year-old. He's doing commentary as best he can. That's how I feel about it. I guess I've reverted to the way I felt about him when he first got to the company and he was on those NXT pre-shows in the jean shorts trying to be the guy who stands out. I'm different.
He stands out, right?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see though. Well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe Michael Cole will grab him by the fucking scruff of his neck and be like, all right, we've let you go too far. Now, no more yeeting. Cut this shit out. The FCC is not a fan.
Pat's going to end up on Wrestler Court. It's not going to be good.
He'll be on.
You know who's going to end up in Wrestler Court? Fucking Dom. Did you see that Finn Balor tweet?
No.
I saw. It was like, is that real? Like, what's going on here?
He keeps on. It's actually funny because someone someone kind of zoomed in to the last few Judgment Days, and Dom keeps accidentally knocking Finn Balor in the fucking head Like he tried to give him a hug. He bumped him in the face with the microphone. They're all trying to pose up with the belts in the middle of the ring. He picks up his belt, knocks Finn Balor right in the fucking face with the title.
Face turn from Finn Balor.
Finn is like, no, man, this is fucked up.
Backlash Finn Balor match.
No, it's great though. Mentioning the wrestler court thing, as in a joking way, because literally 20 years ago they would have beaten you and thrown you out of the locker room.
Yep.
The
Undertaker and JBL would have put like a bunch of oranges in a tube sock and just rubbed it in front of you. Like that's exactly how that would have went down.
In Canada, it would have been hockey pucks in a hockey sock.
Unless you handle yourself like Joey Styles. Don't play that shit.
Joey Styles, one punch taking fucking Bradshaw down. One punch. Oh my God.
Bradshaw didn't know how they got down in the Bronx.
No. I would pay pay-per-view prices to see that. Where's the footage of that? Why can't that footage be here?
That would ruin JBL's entire. That would have ruined his whole fucking aura. He's so lucky the internet isn't as big as back then as it is now. That would have been it. Vince would have been like, nah, buddy.
A 6-month title run. Holy shit. God.
But moving back on to the show, we did have Kathy Kelly interviewing Jey Uso backstage, just kind of getting his reaction to what happened to his brother Jimmy. And they also hyped Jay's match with Finn Balor later in that evening. And then we had another women's tag match. We had Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, who have no tag team name.
They need one.
Taking on Piper Niven and Chelsea Green.
I'll never be able to do that part.
They don't need a tag team name because if they had one, I wouldn't be able to say Chelsea Green like that every time.
That would ruin it so bad.
But Green and Niven pick up the win here quickly in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which isn't a great look for Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. They had a lot of steam and fire when they came up on the main roster there. And I mean, Chelsea Green, this is her first win in probably her last 4 matches or so.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, she'd been losing to Jade Cargill a couple times. She and Niven lost a tag match last week. So, it's good to see them pick up a win here. But yeah.
I think they are, I don't know. It's one of those things where they kind of got to give them a win so that someone else can pin their ass in a little bit just so they have a little bit of heat. I did want to ask y'all though. I thought this Jey Uso segment was really interesting. If only because it had a lot of subtlety that WWE segments don't always have. There are things that were said that weren't said in words, and I appreciate that because they understand their fan base doesn't really pick up on things like that. But guess what? I grew up on Prestige TV era, so I do pick up on things like that. And they had this whole somber feeling over him. Like he is absolutely broken over what they've done to his stupid little brother who he had to beat up at WrestleMania. I really hope it wasn't just Jey taking it upon himself and this was a purposeful thing that we're because I mean it's clear that we're going to do the babyface bloodline reunion at some point over the next year. But I'm kind of starting to feel like it's going to tie into his world title match. I really fucking dig that. If just because they treated him in this weird way after he got really big and over on his own. He got really fucking over. Main event Jey Uso, he's a big deal. But then they were like, oh, but we don't actually have any plans to strap him or do anything. So then he starts losing and he starts being treated like a regular dude. So now that he got that win last week and he seems to be like, I know he's not going to win the fucking world title, but I also don't want him to just lose and fall back into that same place that he was before WrestleMania. So I'm really, really hoping that the reason we're asking him these questions and getting him back involved in the bloodline thing now is because we are putting the Usos, like we are doing something with the Usos in the bloodline, like now, like at Backlash.
That's definitely what it feels like. And I would assume that Paul Heyman still has a large hand in what's going on storyline wise with Jey over on Raw. And this was a shift because they moved him away from the bloodline there for a while. And they were kind of doing their own thing, and they ramped it back in almost out of nowhere, getting him ready for his match with Jimmy at WrestleMania. And, it's one thing that the bloodline angle has had since the beginning is that nonverbal, that body language. That's been part of their storytelling from the go. I mean, that's the thing, like looking at Sikoa, what happened with Solo Sikoa Friday night on SmackDown. You can look at probably a dozen different bloodline promos and see those little cracks, those little hints, those facial expressions, those quick looks he would give. And it's been masterful. And yeah, that's extended here. It's so much nonverbal. And they've all been good at it. I don't know what kind of acting coach they've gotten. I don't know if it's just like, hey, you're all related to The Rock, so you're all getting the A-class treatment on that. But they've done a hell of a job. I mean, that's for all of them. Now, with a bloodline with a bloodline face reunion eventual, does that include Paul Heyman?
I think so. I think it's one of those things where almost like a reverse Hulk Hogan situation. It's like he's been a babyface for so long. This heel turn is going to be refreshing and new. It's going to give a whole new coat of paint to the whole act. And I think we can do that with the entire original Bloodline lineup. Like we can get them. It's been so long since we've seen Roman get that finger up in front of Jey, Jimmy, and Heyman, and just the original Bloodline doing their Bloodline thing. I think it's going to feel real nice. Mm-hmm. It's going to feel real nice to see Heyman and the Usos and Roman back together and getting entirely cheered. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be interesting. But I think if you don't change the way Roman acts, and you don't change the way the Usos act, and you kind of just position them as sympathetic, they don't have to come out and all of a sudden they're superheroes and they're fucking Cody Rhodes and they're randomly saving babyfaces who are getting jumped. But in this particular problem against the other Bloodline people, they're assholes and we're not. If you can keep it like that, you're going to have some awesome for the later part of this year. Particularly, and I'm hoping it lasts until War Games, is that'd be some awesome shit. Just if it goes the way I kind of think it is, because it kind of seems like, we have a new tribal chief, and it's like, oh, who's it going to be? Is it Solo? Did Roman do it? But it's like, no, I mean, the most interesting route would be if it was Dwayne. But again, we'll see. We'll see. He's not even going to be ready until fucking next year. So we will see. Yeah, that's a dream, Tim Buchanan. That is certainly a dream.
And it's the book
time soon. Where are we?
All right.
Until we eat again.
Until we eat again. But we had Kathy Kelly interviewing Liv Morgan backstage quickly, talking about her Liv Morgan revenge tour. Liv gleefully, talking about Rhea being her shoulder for a shoulder, giggling all the while. Like I said, this felt very heelish for Liv, but we'll see where that goes for her. But I don't know. It's a sad circumstance that Rhea is going to be injured, but hey, it's wrestling. You got to do something with it.
It'll work out great for Liv. She's going to benefit the most out of this, and somebody has to benefit out of it. You can't just throw it all away, as much as it sucks for Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan is really popular. People fucking love Liv, even if sometimes I'm like, well, it might not be my cup of tea, but I cannot ignore that objective reaction she gets. Her big ass stan base online. And they're gonna make some money with Liv. I'm very down to see where it goes.
Absolutely. But that'll take us into Cody Rhodes segment tonight. Cody. This went the way I kind of figured it was going to go when talking about it earlier this afternoon. Cody's SmackDown champion. His time on Raw is coming very close. So barring something going on with the draft, it looks like Cody was kind of bidding his farewell. I believe the exact phrase was "until we eat again."
Champion dad joke. He also did a couple references to The Rock there, which kind of said, if you made me bleed, I'm gonna make you bleed too, type of thing. They're really, really harping on this blood thing, and it's like, well, I know first blood matches don't they wouldn't allow for people to bleed together. The first person to bleed is that the match is over. So I really wonder what the fuck we're talking about here. Like, what are we leading to? What are you talking about? What kind of stip is this Cody Rhodes versus Rock match going to have? And for that, what the fuck did he mean? The Rock has more than one match in it. Like, what were you implying here? What was he saying? What was he actually saying beyond?
He's got one more full-time run left.
Why would that concern Cody Rhodes? Like, that's why I'm like wondering, what the fuck does that mean? Are you?
We're doing the house show circuit.
Yeah. Hey, Rock, one match isn't enough, man. I'm gonna fuck you up in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I guess. Like, I don't.
No, it's gonna be like what was, but way back in the day, what was that best of 7 series? It was Magnum TA and
God. I thought you were gonna bring up one of I thought you were gonna bring up fuck. No, you said Magnum TA. Oh, you scared the shit out of me. I heard Magnus. And I was like, oh God, what the fuck?
No, hold on now. A little more contemporary. I'm pretty sure that Colt Cabana and Adam Pearce had a best of 7 series for the
7 levels of hell. And even calling it contemporary is interesting because it is also like 20 years old.
Nikita Koloff.
Could you imagine The Rock in like a best of 7? Like, he's like, every match his gas tank is like smaller and smaller. What do you mean gas tank? By the third one, the bell's ringing and he's winded from the entrance.
He's like Goldberg blood. Or
and this one now. Can we do a fast roll up on this one? We got like 5 more, brother.
It's in 5 seconds, guys. That's an Iron Man match for him.
No, man. I wouldn't be bothered if they went straight to doing like Cody versus Cody versus The Rock and like Hell in a Cell or some shit. Like, just get right fucking to it. You know, like, there's no need to do the Cody versus Rock straight match first. You know, unless you want to do it like a B show. Like, I'm not interested in seeing Cody versus Rock straight up at Mania and then Hell in a Cell.
I could see them doing a kind of a non-finish between them at maybe one of the B shows that's, overseas. Because I'm sure Rock would love to be able to be like, oh, I was part of this really big gate, like, in another country.
Berlin.
Yeah.
France.
Hey, it'll sound just like CM Punk. I drew this gate on my back by myself.
I did.
I mean, come on, that's from that's like from the Hulk Hogan book of self-promotion right there. Like, just looking at it, knowing when there's going to be a massive rating and getting yourself on that show. Oh, brother, it was me all along. I told you, brother, it wasn't Goldberg, it was me. Like, fucking, he was a master at that shit. Like, knowing when a rating was going to tank and making sure you were on that show. So it's like, well, I wasn't on the show, so look how bad it is.
That was Triple H. That was Triple H in the later parts of his career. He knew exactly what to latch himself onto. Always knew exactly what the fuck to hang on to. He can be like, I was part of the success. I was there. Or sabotage it because it's too fucking strong and my shit doesn't look as strong as that.
Poor Rob Van Dam. Poor Rob
Van Dam. Poor Sam Punk that first year.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'll get it. Don't let me get into old Banana Nose and his antics. We talk about Cody, guys. That Universal's gone.
Thank you.
It's gone.
It's WWE.
It's no longer the Uru Championship.
No more Uru. Just undisputed WWE Championship. So that's good. Get that Universal name out of there. Universal was always dumb anyway. That always felt like one of those Vince McMahon things where it's just like, they've got world titles. We're bigger than the world.
Or Galaxy title.
It's the universe. Multiverse.
I was at SummerSlam the year they unveiled it. And we shitted on it so bad that the next night on Raw during the commercial, Seth Rollins came out to berate us. So like in a shoot, like it wasn't even a heel thing. He came out like, you people ruined the fucking thing, it was fucking wild. God, that thing stunk. Also,
it did.
undisputed. That's an interesting way to refer to this championship. I will say, it is fairly disputed. I would argue. It's
That's why we have matches.
I'm saying. Oh shit! Even beyond that, like the idea when WWE used the term, it meant like, there are no other world champions here, and it's like, well, I don't know. Damian Priest still works here, but like, it's all right.
Unless they're gonna, before the new TV deals start, unless they combine everything back together again and have one floating world champion that goes to both shows.
I don't know, especially with how separate they're gonna be. Like one's gonna be on TV and the other one is not.
Whole different game now.
Could we see Cody becoming part of Raw with the Netflix deal, or would he stay with SmackDown? Is the one question.
I don't know. That's something we've talked about a little bit last week as well, but I don't know. If I were Netflix, I'd want Cody over Damian Priest as the champion, just because of the name recognition right now.
I don't imagine Damian Priest will be champion by the time Netflix comes into play. I gotta say that. As much as it sucks, but I don't see it. Be cool though. I think for sure, The Rock is going to be part of whatever is happening on Netflix. And if that's the case, then I would not have a hard time imagining Cody will slide right on over to Netflix. But then that means, what does SmackDown have? Right? If Raw has all of the fucking top talent, then only the B show exists on TV. I would hope they balance it out better than that, but we'll definitely see as we get close.
Yeah, we will. So moving past Cody's promo here, we had Kathy Kelly talking to Nia Jax backstage. Nia Jax being Nia Jax, saying she doesn't care what happened to Ripley. Very similar promo to Liv, just nonchalant. Doesn't care what happens to other people. They're both heels now. Just saying.
Wasn't she always?
Understandable.
Yeah. But that will take us into main event Jey Uso wrestling Finn Balor. Jey picks up the win here in roughly 10 minutes. This is leading to more of the fracture in the Judgment Day. They actually made a point of showing Priest backstage angrily walking out to the ring when it looked like things were too far gone for Balor. Here we are watching a TV at an angle the way wrestlers do.
Always.
That's why he's mad, because he's like, I can't see shit and they won't let me turn the screen. I fucking hate this.
Judgment Day.
I'm going to watch this at ringside. This stinks.
I'm the world champion.
Understandable, Damien. I get it, my friend.
Damn budget cuts.
They're really going. They're really harping on this Damian Priest Finn Balor thing. It makes me think that match is gonna be sooner than we might expect. What do y'all think about that?
After Backlash?
I guess. What is after Backlash? Like, what are they doing after
Backlash is May 4th. What is it? Money in the Bank after that?
Oh no. King and Queen of the Ring.
Ugh.
Oh, that's Saudi show, right?
Motherfuckers
Saudi.
put on a show the weekend of Double or Nothing
Saudi.
because I didn't have enough work that weekend. I'll be covering a Saudi show in Las Vegas. Thank you very much, WWE. I fucking hate you. Thank you so much.
You said Tyler?
Saudi. That makes sense. Hey.
Saudi.
Oh, but the finals have to be there. I was gonna say Finn should win King of the Ring, but no, I guess he'd have to be in the title match. So no king for you, King Balor. But he's Prince Devitt. Whatever. Right. Never mind.
I can't get.
Never mind.
His
King Devitt would have been so cool.
Or Prin.
I remember I had a buddy of mine I worked with that was he was more of a casual wrestling fan years ago, and I remember telling him that Finn Balor's name was Fergal, and he didn't believe me. Like I had to bring it up and like be like, no, look, it is Fergal Devitt, dude. Like I don't know what you want. Like why the fuck would I make that up? Like it's his name. Like he's like, no way, it's not Fergal. I'm like, he's like, wasn't that show with the puppets? I'm like, that was Fraggle Rock, not Fergal Rock.
Fraggle
now
Devitt.
I need to see Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Devitt.
Prince Fraggle.
Prince Fraggle.
I actually
cares away.
I really wanted to see this version of Finn Balor become like a big thing, but it kind of peaked with the Edge storyline, and then they were like, all right, everybody else is more important than you in this group. Like, fuck, God fucking damn it. We were this close, and he had revamped, and it was great, and it was looking good, and he got rid of the goofy ass Finn Balor stink that they had put on him, and it's all gone. You know what? I hope he fucking leaves. Sorry. Hope his contract runs out and he decides to go. I want to see him.
Hey,
I want to see Prince Devitt again.
It's good for the character sometimes. Let's go leave and do something else. And that's one thing that's great about, the modern wrestling scene. You have that opportunity to go and work, several other places and make a lot of money doing it.
It certainly used to be, you fucking go out there, you work the territory, become champion, do everything you can do, and now you lose and you move on to the next territory. God damn, I can't wait to do drugs with my friends.
I can't wait to drink beer driving down the road with Harley Race.
Wilson.
It's a better chance of being world champion again, Sheamus or AJ Styles. It's a good question. I believe none of them, but out of the two, who has a bigger chance? Probably, I don't know. I'd say AJ.
World heavyweight champion, Sheamus.
Oh, for sure.
But undisputed?
Undisputed, AJ. But I don't see either of them happening.
He's a little old, unfortunately.
If I had to put one over the other, I'd say that Sheamus has a better chance of being the champion over on Raw. But still, it's not going to happen.
Not yet, at least.
I'd really like to see Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre for that world championship.
Yeah.
That'd be a big, beefy ass main event.
Beefy.
Oh shit! Is Gunther dead? Like he's been gone since WrestleMania, right?
Dead? What transition?
Pretty sure he's fucking dead.
He's sad.
Oh, the transition.
He's sad.
He's a sad Gunther.
He'll
be back though. He'll be back.
Hashtag sad Gunther.
He's doing you remember when Baron Corbin was doing the real sad sack gimmick? It's kind of like that. I
kind of don't see a place. I don't know where he fits. If he was to come back tomorrow, it's not like any story has an open door to insert him
for a bit.
Well, maybe we take him. Maybe we keep him off TV for a couple months.
I certainly would. If the choice is he's going to be on TV losing or off TV, go be off home TV. And come back when we're ready to put you on another streak.
Let him be a dad.
And that's something that I hope that Hunter is going to be cognizant of that VKM certainly wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have the person around if you don't have anything for them, because all you're going to do is damage their brand and hurt them and define them down. If you don't have an active spot, just let them sit. Yeah, because that, if Gunther's gone for a few months, he'll be gone long enough that the loss doesn't even matter. I mean, and the loss really doesn't matter anyway, but it'll be long enough that people have kind of forgotten about it. And I hate to say that because that's when it's they don't remember what happened 9 weeks ago. There's a little bit of truth to that.
There is, especially in today's environment and today's.
We live in a TikTok world.
Very short attention spans. I don't remember what fucking movie star it was that she was a young Millie Brown. This movie star today. Girl can't sit down and watch a movie, she says. Her attention span won't allow her to.
It's gone.
I said, you shouldn't be allowed to say that. As a movie star, you should not be allowed to say, no. I can't watch movies. But that's the world we live in. Is the point I was trying to make. TikTok. You gotta put a Subway Surfer stream under Raw to get people to really pay attention to it.
Going? Put one underneath me.
That's how we should. That's exactly that fourth window needs to be a fucking game of Subway Surfers. Let's go.
No, it's Subway Surfers. Someone doing ASMR, cutting things like weird
my god!
Shit. All together.
Like one of those hydraulic presses
Yeah.
like pressing but it's pressing like the bone crunching Ken Shamrock action figure from 1998.
The figurine holds the press in place. It's like
he pushes it back up.
Shamrock was a beast.
That's a great Family Guy sketch where the fucking second screen just does not do the things you expected to do. I'm calling Seth MacFarlane right now.
Shit. Next stream, we'll do that. That's our fourth guy.
Subway Surfer guys goes off rail. He's like running through the city having an adventure. What the fuck is happening? He's running from police.
The chicken comes out of nowhere.
It's Beat Saber from the VR, but like it's just like a killing spree.
It's Ken Shamrock doing it.
And it's Ken Shamrock, right? Of course, it's Ken Shamrock. Or
that's exactly.
as he was known in the video game Fire Pro Wrestling, Kent Hamrock.
Oh, I thought you said somebody else.
I want to play those fucking. I want not Fire Pro Wrestling. I played Fire Pro Wrestling, very fun. The modern one, anyway. I had for PS5. But fucking the All Japan games, the new 60, the virtual pro wrestling, VPW, Coliseum, and all that shit. God, I want to play. You brought that up.
That'd be the footage beside me.
I need an emulator.
That's easy to find.
Yeah, no, it is easy to find. I got a pretty strong computer, which I think the most will get the top guy. In reference to Netflix and SmackDown. I mean, the logic is there. They certainly will.
Which would be Netflix, I think, in that case. I think their deal, considering they're going to be getting what the WWE network in most other countries, their deal has to be worth more than the USA deal for SmackDown.
We need a
so they paid
beside me playing.
They paid $5 billion or some wild shit like that.
God. The amount of money that they're getting for their licensing rights now.
That's American,
crazy.
But I think you got to make it the whole 10 years. It's something like $500 million a year, and they can opt out on year 5 if they don't like the performance. So you might not even get $5 billion, but you still get $2.5 billion.
Yeah,
listen, for what it's worth, if we're gonna talk about that, I don't think they're gonna make the 10 years. I don't think they're gonna make the 10 years. I think Netflix is gonna drop them on year 5. They did it. I think so. I don't know though. Maybe over the next year they'll build so much momentum that when they do debut on Netflix, it'll be like 4 million fucking people watch the stream or some shit. Otherwise,
Netflix is notorious for canceling things that people like.
I'm saying they gave themselves an out for a reason, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll see, Oh shit!
Could we go on Netflix?
We go on Netflix? No, absolutely not. They don't want us there.
No, we're above them.
Racist against smart marks.
They don't like the smart crowd. They don't like us. But that's that would bring us back up to the main event tonight. Gentlemen, was there anything else, odds or ends wise, that you wanted to touch on tonight's episode of Raw, or shall we move into our jobber and megastars of the evening?
Probably just the one thing that we wouldn't have gotten to talk about because it was so weirdly formatted. That was cool. That was really
cool. Sammy's entrance. God.
I loved it.
It was great. It was great.
This made me hate that they had been using the follow camera all these weeks prior, because if this had been the one time,
like
that would have been so much more impactful. Because I sent it to my friend and he was like, "Oh, this again?" And I was like, "Fuck, no, wait, but this is the good one." Trust me, no, wait.
Oh, this again.
Thing. I was like, shit. Listen, I kind of made a joke about it before where WWE fans had been getting such bottom of the bull production effort that even a small shift is like blowing our fucking minds. So I understand the thought that, they may be overdoing the camera thing, but I thought this one was like the one. This was like,
it was really good.
Perfect. Even the promo, because it was a multi-segment thing. It wasn't like, okay, one. Fucking finished this Jey Uso match, and we didn't cut. We led to a promo outside of the building. Never cut away, just right into that match.
Mm-hmm.
That
I love
that
the
was
hype.
really cool. And then, of course, the environment. Canada was so here for Sami, and he throws the garbage can. And I just have this image of him going back after the fucking show's over. Himself. I'm sorry. But I didn't want to bring that up because I thought that was cool.
It was really bad. It was awesome. And it just captured I think, as well as you can, captured the feeling of being in the venue tonight. Like, you really got that immersive feel. So, and again, you're right. It's something they've been doing a lot, but like, hell, like, it's good. It's something they should be doing a lot. Those drone shots where they're sweeping in through the doors and showing.
That's so cool. That should open the show every week.
Yeah.
We should come up from the fucking sky and just be like, "This is where we're at." And I just don't do it in Brooklyn. Someone's gonna smack that shit right out the fucking sky. We're here on Ross. Wow. Never mind.
Well, and nice. I'll say this too. Like, they're going to be here in Columbus next week. Columbus is a pretty metropolitan city. However, we're surrounded by farm areas, so you might want to watch the drones around here too.
Monday Night Raw on a farm.
They're just shooting them down because they don't know. They don't understand. What the fuck is that?
All right, boom. This is like some War of the World shit around here. Okay, like,
I've been up there. I used to live for 8 months. Was not pleasant. I did take one drive up to Cleveland, and it was just cornfields. I'd never seen so many fucking pieces of corn in my life.
No kidding. Driving between, like, going more south, but between Columbus and Cincinnati, John Moxley's hometown, Cincinnati. But like, I'm not kidding. There's a billboard that literally says "Hell is real."
Holy shit! You've seen the same billboard. I've seen this billboard. It is funny because we laughed at it. Yeah, because it wasn't the only one. There were like other. Like,
me until they see the Ten Commandments.
I was like, thank God. You don't know what the fuck I'm thinking right now on this road. Don't get me started.
But that's Ohio roads for y'all. But so we'll hop into tonight's jobber of the night, gentlemen. I'm gonna go for some low hanging fruit here this evening, but it's Pat McAfee.
You took my fucking jobber.
Yeah, it's Pat. Look, I'll say, I won't say too much, John, because I want to let you loose on this here. But he's just so goddamn awful. He was good. I liked him his last run, but this has just been atrocious. It's worse and worse every week. But John, why did you also choose Pat McAfee?
So, I think, and this might not be true, but maybe it's true for me. I think when Pat McAfee first became an announcer, his what's the fucking word? It's unique. It's unorthodox. Unsomething. His very different, weird commentary was so anti-Vince. It was so anti-corporate, anti-controlled, anti-production. It was just some dude sitting in a fucking booth and saying the things that came to his mind, and it was bouncing off against Michael Cole's rigid commentary because he still had Vince in the ear. He said 20 years of fucking listening to the man and not really wanting to rock any boats. In the time since Pat McAfee has been gone, Michael Cole has become like, I mean, he always was great, but Michael Cole without Vince in his ear is like,
it's different.
He's perfect. He's great. Mm-hmm. He's perfect at his job. He is absolutely fucking perfect. I don't need Pat McAfee bouncing off of or interrupting or fucking with this Michael Cole. This Michael Cole is perfect. Get a normal guy in here. Bring back fucking Corey Graves. Oh God. And I'm not even a big Corey Graves guy. But they worked together so well compared to Cole and Pat McAfee. And that might be my opinion here. I know maybe some people are still big on Pat. But I ain't digging it, man. I think he fucking stinks. All right. What about you, Caesar?
Caesar, who do you have, man?
You know what? I'm looking at the list and it's hard to really pick, but like I might as well just go with the group on this one. Like I'm looking at everyone's names. I'm like, This is bringing up good points with
Next
Pat
week,
McAfee.
you're not allowed to pick anybody who's been picked. Okay, I caught on to you, Caesar. You have never had an original jumper
I
that night.
have.
God damn it!
I've had lots.
we're gonna make a graphic just for that acknowledges Caesar. It's gonna say jobber of the night, but Caesar has to pick his own.
All right. Well, so here then. So for the megastar of the night tonight, we'll start with Caesar. We'll make Caesar go first here.
Yeah?
Yeah, Caesar.
That's an easy one.
Okay, since I'm being put on the spot, I'll give it to The Miz. Why? Because he's somehow being the one who's actually translating this shit to the truth, to our truth.
I see.
And he threw in some French because his wife.
I was gonna say, well, now we're taking it back. We'll never let Caesar pick again. But but I realized, no, that's a good reasoning. He's like, yeah, because he spoke French, and you know what? Understandable. I get it.
Because
I'm with you. His wife certainly taught him some words, and I'm like, if you're gonna be with someone that is like as elegant and beautiful as Maurice, you better fucking learn the language.
Yeah,
you fucking better.
When he first met her, actually, if I remember correctly.
Well,
I would learn French to speak to this woman. You understand?
Maurice married The Miz, having met his parents. Okay, she knows what kind of gene pool like she's married into. Like she's well aware. Like his dad has one of the sickest mullets that PBR has ever produced, and his mom looks like a Loretta Lynn impersonator. Like they're great. They're great.
They're so. I'm sorry, Tyler. They're so Ohio. I don't know how else to say that.
Oh, fuck, yes, they are. They absolutely are. Like, here's the thing. I was born in West Virginia, moved here in my early teen years. I claim both states, but my God, yeah, they are definitely that kind of edge of a metropolitan city, Ohio.
They go to the Walmart. You'll see them at the Walmart, but they don't interact very well with the people from the city.
It's like they're going to say they're from Cleveland, but they really live in Parma or Ashtabula. It's one of those kinds of things. Shout out to Drew Carey.
Cleveland rocks.
Shout out to Hall of Famer Drew Carey.
I was gonna say he made a whole song and he didn't shout out his hometown in it. What?
Good times, guys. Good times. But hey, megastar. Oh gosh. Fell off my train of thought. Now I'm just thinking about all my Ohio references, and now I can just picture as the Mrs. Parents. But yeah,
megastar of the night, Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, that's what I said. She looks like a Loretta Lynn impersonator, and that's not an insult. Loretta Lynn's awesome. That's great, but woo, there we go.
So your biggest star, Loretta Lynn.
Megastar. I personally myself tonight going with one Sami Zayn, just because he just had such a hero's welcome tonight. And you can't manufacture that kind of crowd response. And I know they're in Canada, and he's going to get a bigger response because of where they're at. But it was a hell of a thing, and I hope for good things here with Sami because he's got some big shoes to fill, having taken that belt off of Gunther. And we've talked about whether or not he'll be a long-term champion, a transitional champion. It's hard to say, but tonight he seemed and felt like a champion. So my megastar was Sami Zayn.
Hopefully long-term.
I'd keep him as champion for a while because I think not just the underdog thing. I know that's how his match structure is. Even as El Generico, it's just how he's wrestled. If he's going to be the babyface, which he has always been, I don't even remember heel Sammy, heel Generico. I trying to think back, and the only thing I can remember is that one clip where he thinks he's a black guy. And that's a gimmick he had at an indie show way before he was even El Generico. And even then, I'm pretty sure he didn't play it off as a horrible heel. He probably wrestled the same, but
right.
I would like to see him be champion for a while. Just have a whole bunch of fucking great matches. But my megastar of the night, it's probably going to be it's a weird one because they didn't do much, but the aura is still there, and it also leads into a conversation that I want to have. This guy, fucking, just look at him, god damn it! Look at the way he's holding this title. God damn it! That's your babyface. That's your top guy. He's the megastar of the year. I brought him up for a technical reason because I kind of, this is really fucking dumb. I had seen earlier today, I saw like a funny, I thought it was like, I didn't think it was a funny tweet because from these people, generally their jokes aren't funny, but it was interesting to see they kind of were making fun of Cody's promo structure. And there were a lot of people who agreed with it. And I was like,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I was like, well, tens of thousands is decent. Is enough of a number for me to ask the question: is he really going to face that part of the fan base immediately already? Like, are they going to turn on Cody Rhodes already?
No,
it can't be that quickly. It just can't be. Like I've already like I try to not engage in a lot of hard-edged arguments on the online because online. There's no reason to really do it. But I have jumped on a couple people this past week who are like, oh man, I realize it's just the same old shit from him. It's like, it's been 6 days. He's had the belt for 6 fucking days.
Relax.
Like, he hasn't even like had time to start into a feud. Oh, it's just out there. He's just celebrating. It's like, yes, he just won the title. He's been working on this for 2 years. Let the man celebrate for a week. There's just like, you gotta give it time. Like,
he said, get over it. What the fuck?
Look it up.
I mean, look. I mean, Bryan Danielson said it. We're fickle. We're fickle.
Yes,
we're all
he was right. He was fucking right. God, people joke about it, but listen, that whole gimmick, his whole thing was him telling uncomfortable truths, and that was one of them. I don't. Well, okay, so are you guys? Not are you turning on him, but listening to, I guess, what they've said, do you see any merit in that? In this idea that Cody is this version of Cody is time to be turned on, so to speak,
no,
by the fan base.
I don't, but I like this Cody. I think it's genuine, and I think that's the the issue that a lot of people have with it. With really clean baby faces in the past, people haven't quite believed it. With Cena, it's like I know that Cena's probably a good dude, but like I also know that Cena's kind of a raunchy guy too. Like, you're not this clean, you're not this big hero to kids. I've listened to your rap album, sir. I know what you said on that thing. but like with Cody, for me, it's believable. Like, I buy that he's like that absolute nice dude. Like, I buy that, like, he probably, like, if you come to a 4-way stop, he's going to make sure that the right person goes first. Like, I believe that Cody's going to do the right thing when no one's looking. I don't know what, I just buy that from him. So for me, I don't feel the inclination to turn. But I think there are some people that are just, they don't like that level of positivity, I guess. I don't know.
No, that's true. That's very true.
I think there is something to that where it's just like, oh, he's too nice. He can't possibly be that nice. It's like, some people really are that nice.
For a long time, my issue with Cody, and when I say for a long time, I literally mean like when he left the WWE and he made his way into the Bullet Club and was kind of a part of the Bullet Club antics. It never felt genuine. All right. It didn't feel like Cody, this was Cody. It felt like this was a means to an end. And then beyond that, I guess as time went on, it started to feel like it's not like, this is not a negative thing, but they say dress for the part, right? Essentially, it means You carry yourself the way you want to be seen. Cody carried himself like the guy for a long time. But for a long time for me, it felt like a dude with a jacket that was too big. Like he's got on the jacket. I see he's trying to wear it, but that shit don't fit. That shit is 2 sizes too big. We haven't got there yet. I feel like now this Cody, he fits that jacket. He finally is wearing that jacket that he's always owned and he's always wanted to fit. And this is him. This is who he's wanted to be for so fucking long. That even if he's a different guy, even if I believe he does have a bit of a plastic smell on top, like there might be, I'm sure there is a funny raunchy Cody under there somewhere, but this feels like who he's always wanted to be for so long, that it does have that genuine feeling about it. Like he's finally achieved this place. I think that when the AEW fans turned on him, it was because they kind of felt that they kind of felt like he was carrying himself as that top babyface in a place where they didn't feel he was the top babyface, and they let him know that. I don't know that WWE's audience is going to get to that place. I think he is that guy so fucking much that if anybody does turn on him, it's because they don't like that guy. They just don't like the top babyface. They don't like the idea of a squeaky clean white meat babyface.
And that's fun. And that's the thing about wrestling. Like it's different characters appeal to different folks. But yeah, I agree. Like I think he's going to be a little more insulated from falling into the Codyverse, as people called it once upon a time.
He's also not in charge of his own story, so that really helps.
having someone to tell you no is a good thing. Like it's always helpful. It's like, excuse me, hiccups.
Nice.
But people, right. I've been fighting for like 20 minutes. But like it's like with Russo. Russo takes credit for a lot of shit. And it's like, Russo had some good ideas, but like 1 out of 50 was good, and he had someone telling him no 49 out of 50 times. Damn it! And
even then, some of those weird ones slipped into TV. Like, you motherfuckers that love the Attitude Era need to go back and watch that shit.
Thank you. Thank you. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you look at this with rose-colored glasses. It's like, I lived through that, and there was a lot of it. Like, I don't mind shit that's like, out there, but there was some stuff where it was just vulgar for the sake of being vulgar. You were lucky to get one decent match out of a 2-hour program. Like it's not as great as people act like it was.
That fucking mid card was horrendous for a little while. It was, the main event scene was top notch, and then you'd get like 2 hours of the worst shit you've ever fucking seen leading up to it.
Yep. You had Rock versus Austin, but you also had to watch Val Venus take on Naked Midian.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess to bring it back to the Cody thing, I believe that if the company wants to fight that reaction, and not that they have to, but if they want to, then you probably got to put him through. I hate that fucking word. I hate this trope. You got to go through some more adversity. He's got to be a challenger. Unfortunately, just this kind of character is more rooted for when they are challenging rather than when they are the challenge. And that's pretty much it. That's about what I got to say about Cody Rhodes tonight.
I agree, but we'll see. They kept him hot for an entire year when I would have bet my house that they wouldn't have been able to do that. So at this point, I have to be confident that they'll keep Cody hot and they'll keep him going in what direction they want him to go. I think, fan will has never been this positive towards the company. I mean, I remember 10, 11 years ago, we were just shitting on everything and doing the exact opposite. Yeah, well, it all sucked. They had it coming. They deserved what was going on.
Yeah.
But now it's like the fans, they're willing to play that part. They're willing to play the role that the company wants them to play. They're willing to cheer for who they're supposed to cheer for and boo who they're supposed to boo. And it's magical. It makes for really great television. And it says a lot to how well the company's doing that the fans are willing to play along.
I'm down. We're going to have a conversation this week on the main show about whether or not we've actually surpassed the Attitude Era in certain metrics. It'll be really interesting, but I think that's a conversation it's about time to have because, spoiler alert, I think we have. But we'll talk about that later this week. But if our wonderful host, Tyler, is ready, I will take us into some fucking plugs.
Plug it.
Yo, visit us on comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio. That's where we live now. That's where the Zuck and the Musk and the fucking Chinese who own TikTok, they can't touch us. None of us can't touch us. We exist out of their plane, out of their reach. comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio as part of a beautiful partnership between Dirt Sheet Radio and comicbookclick.com. Comicbookclick.com will provide us with a wonderful stream of pop culture content that you can find on all their channels. Dirt Sheet Radio is a beautiful home where we can live on their web. Definitely check us out, comicbookclick.com/Dirt Sheet Radio. Check out the Delphin Pod Podcast Network. The Delphin Pod Podcast Network has shows that specialize in pop culture, cinema, and there's one beautiful show right in the center of it that specializes on professional wrestling, and it's called Dirt Sheet Radio, the flagship. Check it out. Holy shit. By the way, for all the audio listeners, you'll get the audio version of last week's episode will be out tomorrow morning. So have fun with that. It's a great episode. You get to hear me talk shit about CM Punk, which is always fun. People seem to like that. I'm not sure why. And certainly make sure to shop DSR on our Shopify store. I'll be checking out, and I will be putting some stuff on the main page soon to show off what it is that we want to be selling, because it's such a weird thing to imagine like a dirt sheet has like a store. Like, what the fuck would a dirt sheet be doing with a store? As it turns out, we're just a group of fans who like a bunch of shit. So all that shit is going to be in there. We're no rigid old men. We like all types of shit, and all of it's going to be up in that Dirt Sheet Radio Shopify store. The Cold Case Project on YouTube for all you people that love cold cases and dead people and mysteries. Cold Case Project on YouTube. Check them out, owned by Nick Loracco's brother Tony. So they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of cold case content, and it's all top notch. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They're fucking real shit. So check out the Cold Case Project. What did I forget? Monk.com for all your aromatherapy loving, smelly nose motherfuckers. Check that out. I'm so glad they don't check in on these reads. And finally, we have us, Dirt Sheet Radio. Be sure to find us live all day, all night. No, we don't stream that much. Only during big weekend. Fucking live immediately after Raw, after NXT, after fucking Dynamite, after fucking Impact, after SmackDown, after pay-per-views. And on Sunday afternoons, you got the 3NT Wrestling Podcast, which is just covering all the week's news from an urban perspective. So that is everything I have to plug. My friends, would you tell the people where they can find you?
Caesar, tell the folks where they can see you next and how they can find you.
Damn, that's a big head.
Yeah, no shit. My hair is pulled back that boy too. You guys can always catch me every Monday night with these guys talking about Monday Night Raw, and as always on AEW Dynamite's post show on the Wednesday. And as always, you guys can find me on social media at NoobTube. There's so many social media platforms to name. I'm not going to sit here and spend an extra 10 minutes saying all of them. I hope you guys are here next week on Monday, and I'll see you guys on the Wednesday.
And as always, I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, which is how you find me over on Facebook at the Pro Wrestling Hipster. And of course, you're going to find me here every Monday night breaking down Monday Night Raw, and on Tuesdays breaking down NXT. And when I can be out here for PLEs, I do that as well. But yeah, always a good time. Like I said, I'm at PW Hipster on other platforms, but there's not a whole lot of reason to follow me on Twitter. I don't do much there other than look for pictures for memes. So that's pretty much what X has become for me. That's about it. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't do much there. So yeah. So the Pro Wrestling Headstrong on Facebook, and of course here at Dirt Sheet Radio, as much as I can be on here. But yeah, that's where you'll find me. So guys, it was another wonderful evening. I look forward to be back tomorrow night for NXT. And hey, we want to thank everybody that watches us live. We have more people live every week, and we love every second of it. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Thank you all. Yeet. I've always wanted to do that at the end of one of these. Yeet, motherfuckers.